everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we have Dr. Mohit Sonia with us talking about the aspects of cybersecurity in our real life. So, what do you have in mind today?
Right. I was thinking about how important network security has really become today. And I was in the middle of a discussion where we were trying to provide enterprise security solutions to a paramilitary organization here in India. And a very unique problem surfaced, you know. Um, in this paramilitary outfit, they have like around 10 to 12 ranks amongst which personnel are divided. So the top four ranks generally have access to the internet, even in their office, even though the organization is such that it doesn't really have a lot of assets or data over the internet. uh, so obviously they'll maintain their security, right? So now they have their top four ranks, and these top four ranks have internet access in their office. And even though they use a separate desktop to segregate data, official data from regular data, but this access is easily available to their high-up offices. Now, whatever confidential data they store in their laptops or in their mobile phones, they then proceed to go home and then place these very same devices on a network which isn't protected at all, right? And we talk about home networks, and the fact that home networks are the most insecure today, and if I am doing a directed attack on one of these personnel and I find a way to reach their home, it's very difficult to protect data now. Taking the same device elsewhere, it's very difficult to protect data now, for sure, right? And the fact that there is absolutely no enterprise grade solution available for home networks is A, not a surprise for me, and B, it's not even it's not been possible to have those 5 layers, 7 layers installed at your broadband router at home. The max security that I've come across for home networks is, well, the firewalls that the service providers provide. These are cloud-based firewall services, and you can, pay something monthly and avail this as a security feature for yourself. Now, it's great again if the household is let's say mine, only playing media, playing games, streaming music. That's all I do at home. Most of us, right? Yeah. So, well, security doesn't really show its requirement, in such a scenario. But it's not like my home network is not under attack. It's not like third-party vectors don't fill in my home cyberspace as well. It's just that I don't carry critical data in my devices. So a breach may never really surface. Nobody may ever even come to know what sort of weird vectors are entering my house network, right? Of course, if I am a gentleman related to this paramilitary service, if I am one of their four ranks, top four ranking officers, several officers, in these top four ranks, the amount of data leakage that can happen from home networks is quite ostentatious, in my opinion. It's quite bizarre of how we are okay with our critical data getting leaked out of our home networks, when at the office, we'll have 5 layers, we'll have 7 layers, we'll get a WAF, place an EDR, get an anti-DDoS solution, place an IPS, get an IDS. What else can we? Of course, you spend crores of rupees to get a firewall. Thousands and millions of dollars do get spent in the office to make the office a sterile environment, but the same devices, when they go home, they are not that secure. So this brought me to this new range of products that I came across. There's this small Indian startup called WhiteLint that has come up with a range of content-based network security solutions, and the way these people work is they cater to throughputs and not the networks, and the network types. And so they have a smaller device, which I think it's called WAFER Nova. I think this device can be directly deployed. It's a plug-and-play device for your router, for your home routers. You can directly deploy it after the router. They give you another access point along, so you can create like two wireless networks now at home. One for the outsiders and one for the insiders. And the insiders, if they're carrying critical information in their devices, this is a pretty definitive solution. This is a pretty definitive response to this need of enterprise grade security at home. And then you constantly feel that, is it just the paramilitary or the critical infrastructure workers who would really need such a solution in their home? Aren't a lot of home businesses also run from home? Don't people host their account files, their financial data at home? How can we, in this day and age where just about any data leakage is harnessed in a second, I mean, there'll be some dark list, darknet operators, group of operators who are feeding on this data, right? And this data could be something as small as an individual's credit card numbers and his CVV code, right? Or it could, a person's social security number getting leaked. They're running a small business from home. They have their account sheets on their laptop, which they travel with a lot. So the laptop does connect to various different networks. In such a scenario, I believe WhiteLint's WAFER Nova range meant for smart homes is a very definitive answer. I was reading somewhere that it's a plug-and-play device for DHCP networks, and quite economical if you look at it. I remember the price tag to being something as small as $4,500 for a 3-year license, which is quite commendable, for something that can give you that level of security at home as well. In organizations, I've heard it replaces 3 or 4 layers on its own. In the home, I was told that if you pair it with the Windows Defender, you have a foolproof network. You have a hack-proof network, an anti-hacking solution, an anti-zero-day solution, an anti-ransomware solution, and that too working to magnitudes beyond known solutions, available for me to plug at home. Something that I want for myself, right? And in anything that's less than $5,000 is really great, right? So in this talk today, I thought I'll bring this point forward. Home security is just as important as office security, and Wi-Fi networks being secured. Well, besides a firewall, we've really not had much for Wi-Fi networks, wireless networks, and Wi-Fi routers can definitely be plugged with this device. I think let's check it up on Google. This is whitelint.com and WAFER Nova 2.1.2. That's called the Smart Home Edition. And yes, it's just priced at $4,500, man. That's wonderful, yeah. A lot of new gadgets in the market that we must explore today, and security is pivotal, isn't it now? All right, thanks.